Well, hello, folks. Fat Guy Flies RC. How y'all doing? Well, me and my wife, our family, we had a very late Christmas celebration. We didn't open our presents till the 5th of February because that's when my son and his girlfriend could make it home to us. And so here we just opened up, and this is one of the ones that were under the tree. And so it's for me. So let's, my precious got for me, my precious camera baby. So let's open it up and see what's in the box, or do an unbox. And more than likely, let's go ahead and build it because this is an E-FLITE. It's going to go together really quick. So let's go ahead and open her up and see what's in the box. It's the E-FLITE VIPER 64mm. By the way, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. Alrighty. With all these E-FLITE FMS planes, Aeros planes, it's good. They come out of the box a lot easier if you open both ends because it relieves because they're so tightly packed. And if you just vacuum, they're kind of like vacuum pressured in. If you release one end, then they come out of the box much easier. If I just drop something there, manual is not folded, so that's good. All right. Oh. Dropping more stuff on the floor. Goes one of, oh. We're not what you call fit and finish and spit and polished here on Fat Guy Flies RC. We're kind of haphazard in how we do things, but you know what? We have fun. And we fly planes and we have a great time. And that's what it's all about anyways. And of course, you know, everything's packed like you can drop it off a truck or deal with me. Manual, semi not folded, which is a good thing. All right, yeah, I am like, you know, with RC planes, you'd think I'd be a little more careful, but I am a bit of a bull in a china shop sometimes when it comes to this kind of stuff. But sorry, that beeping that you're hearing in the background is just batteries charging, or actually done being charged. And all right. One of the reasons for these unboxing videos, in case you have a problem with the plane, you can go back. That's why you should always take a video or take several pictures of when you're opening up a plane like this, so that way you can remember how it was packed. Okay, right off the bat, nice big honking wing, all one piece, which is nice. Got the quick connect already in there, so that's going to make installation of the plane very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places, 6 places where the wing screws on, so it's going to be very secure and decent. It's a little bit bigger size, a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. Now, yeah, I know everybody looks at all the stuff and gets an idea of everything, but until you get it in person, you really don't know. The little magnetic fins that go on the bottom. The mine plug and what we use to put the wings together, and the nose cone, which is magnetic. Okay, landing gear. I am very surprised at the landing gear they did not put them in a baggie. They just have them in there loose, which is unusual. I like the suspension gear. Okay. And at the very bottom, after you pull the fuselage out, is the horizontal stabilizer. Okay. All right. Make sure, always check every little nook and cranny, because sometimes they'll have stuff down and they'll have it packed in with white foam like this, like a bag of screws or something, wrapped in this and shoved down in a nook and cranny. Well, you're not going to see the white on white. So, all right, there's nothing there. And sometimes they put stuff glued or taped to the bottom side, but always check that out. All right. Set that right there. All right. Let me get rid of my debris, stop them batteries, we'll be right back. All right. Got everything put together, or got everything, all my debris taken care of. take a look at this fuselage. Nice hatch. Nice pilot figure in there with instrument. You can see instrumentation on both panels. That's kind of cool. All right. Big honking battery bay. You will need a small Allen wrench to tighten up this grub screw for the steering arm, and I'll let you know what that is. I couldn't tell you the exact size just by staring at it. Let's see if that's going to be too big. Looks probably it's going to probably be a 1.5 hex drive, Allen wrench type. And get that to focus. I don't know. Not where you have to waste a lot of time on that, but just a little Allen wrench. Okay. IC3 connector. An AR631 Spectrum receiver. Let me go ahead and get that Velcro out of there. Well, not the Velcro itself, but the top layer. I'll do that in a little bit. But anyway, just look at that fuselage. That's a decent size. And this yellow is going to show up really, really well. Big fan there. With a 12-bladed fan, I believe. Alrighty. Start. You're going to be using a 2mm hex drive screwdriver. Is all you need to put this plane together. And then that one little Allen wrench that you'll need. You're going to start out with the tail. It's going to take 9 of these screws that come with the kit. They all are the same size, so you don't have to worry about getting different size screws. Okay? We'll start with the tail. Okay? Now, if you look, there's brass fittings that your screws are going into. Okay? Go ahead and take your rudder, grab the servo arm of the rudder and pull that rudder towards you. Okay? You're going to slide in with the digital camo side down. Going to slide that in. It only goes one way. Keys in one way. And you're going to get 3 of these screws. And all these screws are all the same size. Okay, they're all the same size. I hope you can see that. They're all the same. All the same screw. Okay, they're all the same size. I'll take a 2mm hex drive, and you get 9, and you're going to need 9. So don't lose it. That's why I highly suggest you get these little magnetic trays to keep your screws in when you're not using them. Because the last thing you need, like me, is to have a screw loose. Okay. Get that to get started there. No, hold on. Let me get the other one going. That should help align that first one. Well, sometimes you gotta put a little pressure in there. Come on, this is an E-FLITE plane. It's supposed to go together super simple. There we go. You feel a nice bottoming out point. Take your 2 fingers here. This little quarter turn there. There we go. You can tell when it gets bite. Okay. And that should have lined up that last one. And it did. Once you get one lined up, usually that's all it takes to get everything else lined up. All right. You're going to turn your model over. Try not to hit everything. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 connection points. Okay? And you've got 6 screws left over. Now, careful. Make sure all these wires, nothing is hanging out. Everything's nice and seated down in there. Place your... You got these little protrusions here that will fit around. They'll hug that fan unit. Okay? And then just kind of key everything in. It only fits in one way. Okay? Kind of make sure it's sandwiched in there. Okay? Alright. Now you got 6 screws left over. All same screw, which is nice. Okay, I'm going to start with this very center one right here. See, I put this foam here, that way I can put pressure down on the plane stand. And that cradles it. Remember, you're going a metal screw going into a metal housing. Okay, but just remember, all that metal housing and everything is encased around, has been secured with foam around it. So you don't get completely crazy with how tight you get it, even though it is metal into metal. Okay. You can tell when she's seated, she's seated. One thing to keep an eye on, these lines where the pieces fit together. When they start getting really close and tight together, you know you got it lined up right. Not to mention, I can feel all that resistance now. And you can, like I say, you can tell when it gets bite. Okay. Last one should be this one over here. Okay. Then grab your fins, which are going to go digital camo out. Yep. Okay. Now those are pretty strong fins. Okay. Nose cone. Hard. That's probably the hardest step right there. Okay. Hold on. Let's get the main gear in. Now the main gear. This is also, you can go ahead and take your thumb and push that rudder back. I'll grab it by the servo arm. Don't ever grab it by the control surface, or try not to. Alright, now see how this gear, okay, you're going to drop it in and then it's going to swing out. Now we don't have to make sure, do we have the gear in or out? Well, it's going to go that way no matter what. Okay, so you're going to swing it in. Yeah, you're going to want, see how it kind of leans back? You're going to want it to lean towards the back of the plane. So that's going to push in there. You're just going to, there's that hole right there. I'll push it in there and swing it back. It should pop into place. There you go. All right, same thing here. I'm going to insert it here. Now, there's a hole right there. Put in there and into place. All right, now this is where you're going to need that Allen wrench. It's going to be a little bit tedious. Okay, you look inside your plane. Got that little silver colored steering arm where there's a linkage there. Okay, it's got a hole in it. If you can see it or not, hold on. It's got, see right above my finger, there's actually that black area on that brass. There's a hole there. That grub screw tightens in on the arm. The arm that we're talking about is this right here. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is take this, see this Z bend? Okay, Z bend. I'm going to fish it through. Okay, where it looks like that. Just kind of hanging there. And that hole we put that in is going to go in that hole, and that grub screw is going to tighten down on these threads. Okay, but what you have to do first is you have to insert this shaft up in there with the, see how it's angled back towards the rear of the plane. There's a hole on the bottom side here. Okay, push that up through there like that. Okay, I'm just going to have to do this. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done, what you should see. Okay, it's a very, should be a very simple operation. Now they want you to go ahead and bind the, have the radial bound and everything at this point. Okay, so that you can line it, but we're not going to do that just yet. Now, the last thing in your little tool bag, besides a bind plug, is this little thumb screw. Okay, I want to show you. You're going to just screw that in the very top, and it's actually screwing into the top of this shaft here. Okay. And that'll keep that from falling out. Okay, now you can go ahead and do this without binding because we have not tightened down that grub screw. See how that's just free floating in there now? I pulled it out. Okay, because I want to make sure this servo is centered before I go back in there, insert that, and then tighten that down with the grub, with the that Allen wrench. Okay. Okay. Let me grab that. Guide it back in that hole. And I'm going to go ahead and assume, I know it's a dangerous thing to say, I'm going to assume that that is straight because I can always adjust it later. I'm going to take that Allen wrench and I'm going to screw that thing down. All right, now that is nice and tight. Okay, it's in there, and that goes in there like that. Real quick, I forgot to add hooking up the elevator control surfaces. You have ball links on back there. I am not going to hook them up until I got them bound. I got a bounder radio and I got her centered, but we'll go over that if I had to move them in or out on the maiden flight when I go over the radio setup. Just to let you know, I wasn't forgetting it. I don't normally hook something like that up until I've got the radio bound and everything. All right, now plane's finished as far as being put together. I love the fact that you've got hard plastic all around the front, because that is always a wear point on EDFs, is right here. They got nice hard plastic here. You got lights here, light on top. Okay, you don't have a light on the belly. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. You do have nice handholds, so if you want to remove that nose steering, and you saw how easily the gear pop in and out, you could do that. But that is just a good looking plane. You know, I love the yellow. I think it's going to show up really well. And I more than likely, this gear, this sits up high enough off the ground, but I'm not going to worry about taking the gear on our hand launch it, which I may show it. But if I do that, I'm going to take off the ventral fins, because I don't want, I know they're made just to pop right off when you land, but I don't want to have to deal with that. But that's a good looking little plane, you know. And of course it's a Viper. Now the only other thing I need, I got the 90 and now I got the 64. So naturally I need to buy the 70 at some point. I'm so overextended on my plane budget now that it's horrible. But at least this was a present from my wife. I didn't buy this one. And now there is some there's some gatoring there, you know, and I'm not going to throw a fit about that, but that's kind of unfortunate. That's where heat has got to that. And or as compression of some sort, but that's not that big of a deal. But other than that, the fit and finish looks pretty good. I'm really loving those plastic inlets there, and the lights on this. It's a decent sized model to where you should be able to see it. I'll be running it on a 3200 Smart Pack and a 4000 Smart Pack, like that right there. All right, well, that's the unboxing and the build of the all-new E-FLITE VIPER 64. The next time you see this in action will be the maiden, and after the maiden, I will go over all the rates, my AS3X settings, my AS3X Plus settings, and just so you know, I will not be using the bind and fly tool, or the tool, the code that comes with it that gives you all the settings and everything. I personally don't like them. I have nothing against them, and they may work out great, but I like all my rates on one switch. They separate all the rates. They give you all their own call outs, because the same thing with the SportX. I didn't use the SportX. I looked at it, but I didn't like it. And I wanted to make my own call outs. I want to set my own timers. I like doing all that my own. So nothing wrong. If you want to use the file, it'll fly great on it. And it's tuned just for this, but I like to tune the plane for me. So I'll go over after the maiden. We'll go over the radio settings that I use, but I won't go over those radio settings until we have flown the plane first and you've seen the plane fly, and that way you can be the judge whether you like my settings or the stock settings or not. Stock settings, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not going to keep them. You'll just have to, I guess, buy the plane and use them if you want to, but I'll show you my settings and you'll see how it flew, and then you can make a decision whether you like that or not. All right, well, thank you so much. And I'm not an affiliate in any way with, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm lying. I am an affiliate with E-FLITE, but since my wife bought this, it didn't come through my link, and but I will put a link for it, and I'll get a little kickback back. But I've been an affiliate with E-FLITE for a long time, and I've yet to make any money. So I'm not worried about it. It's not a big deal. I enjoy their product. So, all right, well, thank you for watching. God bless y'all. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends. God is good, and that is the E-FLITE 64. Can't wait to get her in the sky. Bye, y'all.